ask, if I was asked me, what's your first anime?
Yeah. So I have 3 listed only because I think they're different experiences. My first anime that I didn't know what I was watching at the time was actually Pokemon.
Okay.
I didn't know that was considered anime as a kid. I just thought it was part of my Saturday morning cartoons.
Yep.
When I grew up to know what anime actually was, as a kind of genre, Hetalia was my first, and that really wasn't me sitting down to watch it. That was me kind of, coming in to see what you were watching and being like, what is this? And what's happening? And being in the middle of a season is sort of very confusing.
Yep.
I think especially for anime, you really have to sit down and start from episode 1. Which the first anime that I did that for was Ouran High School Host Club, recommended to me by your wife.
Okay, yeah.
As an intro anime. Yeah. Kind of an easy to follow, fun.
Anime is like beer. You need to have. Yeah. You don't necessarily start with a porter or an imperial stout or something like that. Mm-hmm. You have your progression, and same with, I think, whiskey or wine. Coffee. A lot of these people start with their coffee super sugary, and then they kind of, I want to taste some coffee now.
Right.
So I think anime is the same way. If you start too out there, it can be shocking and turn you off from it pretty quick. So
I agree. And I started Ouran as an English dub.
Okay. Yep.
So, I mean, that's also kind of, I think, an intro route that people can take is, if you're not quite ready to get to subtitles. I mean, I know, it can move pretty fast in Japanese and feel like, whoa. So English, I mean, I know there's a lot of opinions, dub versus sub. But I think if somebody's introing, it's an easy way, like I said.
It is. I mean, I still, for a lot of shows, enjoy a dubbed show.
Yeah,
it's like
I agree.
Usually more lighthearted or something like that. The issue is now that, and it's not really an issue, it's just, the state of things is that we have a lot of access to a lot of anime now. And if you want that new stuff, you want it quickly, it's usually going to be in Japanese.
Right.
I know Funimation, if you pay for their service and stuff, they have their simulcast, their simul dubs, and that's nice. But otherwise, it's like if I want to watch something current, I'm gonna be reading it, and that's the way I prefer dramas. Generally speaking, like I know some people watched Attack on Titan dubbed, and I'm like, not to like poo-poo on the actors or whatever for that, but man, it's a drama, and the Japanese cast sells it. So
yeah, I one of the first animes I watched with my husband was oh my gosh, Death Note.
Okay.
And couldn't handle it in English.
Okay.
Like just the way the actors were speaking, it just wasn't resonating. There was a particular laugh that one of the characters had that every time I heard it, I was just like thrown out of the world, and I just was focusing on the actor rather than the show. So once I watched that in Japanese, that got a whole lot better. Yep. So yeah, I think it can be actor versus
Funimation did a lot to. I think they put together a pretty good group of people. They do a pretty good job.
Yeah.
So my first anime was also Pokemon. Also didn't know it was anime or what that anime. We'll probably get some comments. It's anime, not anime. But yeah, I knew what anime was then later with Dragon Ball Z. Toonami on Cartoon Network. Eventually, when we got that stuff, was pretty big and important to me. They had other shows on there as well. Gundam, I got exposed to that way.
Yep.
And eventually, I found my favorite anime that way. So.
And what is your favorite anime?
Cowboy Bebop.
On record, everybody. Cowboy Bebop.
I know, it's such a unique answer, right? No one says that ever.
So what is this anime? I've never heard of it.
But I'll go one step further and say it's maybe my favorite television show ever.
Ooh, okay.
It is up there. It's in the
strong
top 3 for
opinions.
sure.
Okay.
So, how about you?
Mine is a newer one because... Please don't hate me. I have not yet watched Cowboy Bebop all the way through.
I remember. Yep.
I've watched like the first couple episodes. It's one of the ones I'm watching right now in tandem with other things. But my favorite one right now is Sword Art Online. Season
Okay.
1, not Season 2. I feel like Season 2 is kind of actually an entirely different show almost. It doesn't really connect with me. So
Okay.
Season 1, I just felt like everything was well made. It's accessible. Um, it's something that you almost feel like could happen.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense of getting trapped in a gaming world. Um, with the way that
The way
virtual
they
reality,
do it.
yeah, the way
Yeah.
they do it,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, with the way that virtual reality is going, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's something that you feel like, yeah, I could see this.